My apologies. This heavy rain must be quite an inconvenience for you. It's over. My apologies. This heavy rain must be quite an inconvenience for you.
Clear weather all around brightens the heart. Falling leaves, adorn my night! Into the wind! The wind knows me. Wind Strider. Tick.
Bow your head.
Snow is in fact one of water's natural self-cleansing mechanisms. But human activity tends to reduce snow's purity, so do not consume it.
Silence!
The show begins!
Bow your head.
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Ad Astra.
One with nature.
Settle down. Let the mighty be humbled.
Strike a pose!
Solidify. Gather.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
red signs as far as the eye can see. Let's see what they're... Ooh, why don't we...
Is this really okay?
I told you I could do it using the leftover funds from the original deposit. Don't tell me you're afraid that I cheaped out on the dress.
No, not at all. I have only the fullest faith in your work, Miss Chiori. I'm just in shock, that's all. It's always been my dream to wear a Chioriya boutique dress for my wedding. I really thought the chance had passed me by.
Wait, isn't that Chiori? She's actually at her shop today? Oh, you've got a point there. Well, once she's done with her customer, we can go and ask her.
I'm a woman of my word. If I say I can do something, then it'll be done. The first rule of business is to always keep your promises. Now, remember to not fold the gown or store it under direct sunlight. I'd recommend only taking it out on the day of the wedding. But from the look on your face, I can tell that may be a little difficult for you.
I'll try my best. Once he sees me in this, his jaw is gonna drop straight to the floor.
Chiori, you're actually at your shop today.
Is that really so shocking? It is mine, after all. Anything you're looking for today? A custom design, or perhaps some ready-to-wear outfits for kids?
Hey, Paimon's not a kid.
Oh, that. Well, if news of the event has reached your ears, I suppose the Fontaine Apparel Association's advertising efforts have paid off.
Are there any fun and popular activities that we can take part in?
Fashion Week isn't what I'd call fun, but it certainly always attracts a crowd. It's a fashion extravaganza that only takes place once a year, after all.
Will you be showing off some of your designs too?
Of course. All designers at the Court of Fontaine use the week to advertise their brand. If you're lucky, you could even land a large amount of orders as soon as the main show ends. Come to think of it, it was also at a previous fashion week that our label first took off.
Aren't you pretty much an established name now? People will still buy your clothes even if you don't participate this year, right?
Yeah, that's not quite how it works. While many people buy clothes for fit and style, the fashion industry also strongly values a label's artistic vision and creative direction. Why would anyone patronize a label that hasn't even bothered to put out any new designs for the year? In the end, fashion is just a representation of the spirit of the times. People support your brand because they support the vision it represents.
Huh. Okay, so maybe fashion's more complicated than Paimon thought. All that complicated stuff aside, you're saying we'll be able to see new Chioriya designs at the show?
Absolutely. The designs have already been finalized. I'm just waiting for the fabrics to arrive.
Ooh, are you using materials you can't get in Fontaine?
Well, I still have a certain partiality to Inazuma-made fabrics. The textures are pleasant to the touch, and their familiarity gives me a sense of security.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's that feeling of home.
Something like that. Yes.
We're a long way from Inazuma, though. Aren't you concerned that your shipment might get lost or stolen along the way?
No need to worry. I've already taken steps to ensure that it'll arrive safely. I've entrusted the job to Komani Express's most reliable courier.
Excuse me! Coming through! Coming through! Chiori, your shipment's here. I know it's quite late, so I'm really sorry.
Deep breaths, Kirara, then start again.
Oh, so Kirara's the courier you were talking about.
Oh, hey, Traveler and Paimon. Fancy seeing you here in Fontaine. It's been a while. Wait a second. This is the second time that you've seen me flub a delivery job now, isn't it? Oh, you somehow always happen to catch me off my game, huh?
So, what was the holdup? Sailing delays, bad weather?
Huh? No, nothing like that. I just ran into a bit of trouble, that's all.
Bandits, then? Or treasure hoarders? A few run-ins on the road aren't usually enough to give you any trouble.
Well, I didn't run into anyone exactly. I just got a little lost.
Keeping you honest as always, I see.
All right. I was stopped by They were a little different from the ones I usually run into. I could hear them mumbling about Komunia Express.
So it was a
I got the sense that they were actually targeting Chiori's goods.
My fabric shipment?
Yeah, they said that I could go as long as I left the goods with them. Otherwise, they'd stuff me into my delivery box and toss me into the sea to drown.
Oh, are you okay?
I'm good. I'm still a yokai after all. I turned them over to the guards. It just took me a while to round them all up.
Well, it's not completely out of the ordinary for one of your deliveries to get intercepted. But it still doesn't make sense how you knew it was my goods they were after. You've got other deliveries to make involved. Is there something else that you're keeping from?
Huh?
Perhaps I need to reconsider how many stars to give.
You always know how to get me, Chiori. All right, I'll talk. So, I kind of wanted to know why anyone would order a hit on me. So, one of the bandits had a loose tongue, which saved me some time. He said that a certain person had commissioned them to intercept Chioria Boutique's delivery.
And who might this person be?
Chiori, why don't we just let this one go?
I appreciate your kindness, Kirara, but if I don't teach this person a lesson, anyone that dares to mess with one of my friends deserves a stern talking to and then some.
All right. The guy said that the commissioner was someone by the name of
Uther. No, that name rings a bell.
Well, that's exactly why I didn't want to bring it up.
So you both know
Through Chiori's complaints about him, sure. He's a fellow fashion designer who's made it his goal in life to make hers as miserable.
A rival is what you call someone who fights you fair and square. Uther, however, just has it out for me as a designer. He's publicly disparaged my design choices, my use of materials. He's practically tried every trick in the book to ruin my good. I've already warned him before to compete with me fair and square, but I guess he prefers.
Wait, Chiori, where are you going?
To teach someone a lesson. You must be tired after your long journey. Why don't you rest in my shop for a little while before heading back?
Chiori! Wait!
And she's gone.
Oh, no.
You seem concerned.
Well, she's always been the type of person to face things head on. But with her fiery traveler, Paimon, could you go after her and...
Yeah, we'll take good...
to be honest, I'm more worried about that Uther guy's safety.
Take it easy.
Yeah! Skyward!
Any chance you're on the clock?
Nothing good ever comes out of you addressing me like that. Oh? And I see the Traveler and Paimon are here.
Chevraz, we meet again.
Well, things have been fine on my end. We were able to bring in a large number of recruits thanks to that film we made. I suppose the trade-off is that I'm now constantly getting stopped for autographs while out on patrol. Not ideal, if you ask me.
Well, you were one of the leading roles after all.
So,
Indeed it did. I'll need you to come with me.
I only ever hear that phrase from you. Usually I'm the one asking people to do that.
Well, are you
Not before I know what your
Have I ever made a bad...
The better question is, have you ever made one that didn't violate proper procedure?
Okay. A man hired a group of bandits to mug my friend.
Are you sure this is something you should be telling the captain of the special patrol? It's getting hard to tell whether you're here to report a case or turn...
Neither. I'm requesting personal supervision from said captain, so I don't do anything too out of line.
Are you planning?
Not if I can help it.
All right. Where?
Follow me.
Just promise you'll start trying to keep yourself out of trouble.
Well, when trouble stops coming my way, I'll be sure to get on that. This should be the place. You all wait here.
You know, Chevraz, Paimon gets the sense that you two are actually pretty close.
It's just as Chiori said. We got to know each other pretty well in our lines of work. You could call it a you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours sort of situation.
Does Chiori often need your help?
I'd say it's mutual. The Special Patrol needs her help quite often as well. We've got tough problems of our own. Getting people to talk for the uniform, the musket, they're intimidating. Most people clam up the minute they see us, but put them in a clothing boutique, and they suddenly start gushing faster than the waters at the Fountain of Lucine.
Oh, is it because they're trying to show off or something?
Yep. People are vain creatures. They can't help but want to talk up new developments in their lives or show off how much they know about other people. And nothing brings out that sort of vanity quite like fashion. As a result, Shiori often picks up on all kinds of information in her shop. Most of her customers are members of the upper class, which means they're pretty much up to the gills in wealth and intel.
You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Huh, Paimon gets it now.
Exactly. I'm also here to ensure Chiori's safety. Those who make trouble for her also tend to be rich and powerful. And in some very rare cases, I'm forced to protect other people from Chiori her. So, who got on her case this time? It's been a while since I last saw her that angry.
Oh, so this is what...
Huh?
You've heard of him?
Yep. He's made trouble for Chiori several times already. He's fond of pretty much every dirty trick in the book. I heard that even the Maison Gardiennage issued him a warning due to his behavior. So he's back at it, huh? His funeral, I guess.
Whoa, what's this about a funeral?
I just meant that Uter's done for. Now bring it in, you two. Get right up close.
Sure.
Because this is probably going to turn into one of those very rare cases I just...
What are you doing? Stay away from me!
Has anyone ever taught you the definition of stupidity?
Huh?
Stupidity is doing the same meaningless thing over and over again. It appears you've forgotten what I told you before. So, allow me to refresh your memory. Lay off the dirty tricks. Oh, and if you dare lay your hands on my friend again, you can expect a far less pleasant landing next time.
Chiori?
Officer, an assault's in progress! Please, officer.
Of course. I'll do my utmost to investigate the situation. Unfortunately, I was chatting with this traveler and seemed to have missed what happened. Not to worry, though. If you'd allow me to search the scene, I'm sure I'll be able to collect some useful evidence. You don't mind, do you? There's nothing in there that would implicate you in any illegal activity, I would hope.
Forget it.
Ms. Chiori, I must also ask you to refrain from engaging in such disorderly conduct in the future, especially out in the open like this.
Apologies, officer. I guess you could say I'm just used to tossing out any trash I come across on the street.
You...
Is there anything else either of you have to say for yourselves?
That's all from me. I sincerely hope that today's events will never happen again.
We'll see about that.
Whoa, that scared the heck out of Paimon! How did he just go flying out like that?
You're too kind.
Now's not the time to be accepting compliments. What happened to not doing anything too out of line?
Oh, not if I could help it, is what I said. And I think I kept to that.
I started with a verbal warning, but he displayed neither shame nor remorse. If anything, he kept running his mouth with insults and threats.
Insults and threats so bad that he deserved to be tossed out like a sack of trash.
Believe it or not, they were that bad. He deserved to get knocked down a peg. It's the only way to get him to stop.
You could have reported him to the guards.
Oh, I will. But it'll take some time for them to gather evidence. And he denied that he ever had anything to do with those bandits. I don't want anything else to happen during Fontaine Fashion Week. On top of that, if Kirara is going to continue delivering goods for me, the least I can do is guarantee her safety. Oh, that reminds me.
What a shame. I believe you've already used...
Have I? Well, it's a good thing I was planning on taking an advance on tomorrow's quote.
Don't you think you're maxed out on advances already?
I always pay you back in information, don't I? It's just like you said. You scratch my back, and I scratch yours.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
We're back.
You were gone for an awfully long time.
There's nothing to worry about. All you need to know is that you'll never have to worry about someone in Fontaine messing with your delivery.
Sorry, Chiori.
What are you talking about? You didn't do anything wrong. Those greedy bandits are to blame, along with a certain someone who doesn't know when to lay off the petty tricks. The next time you need to leave the city, call the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. They'll escort you half of the way, and the Spina di Rasula can take the second half. With that sort of escort, the next time you make a delivery, those treasure hoarders won't go anywhere near your goods. Unless, of course, it's to offer to carry them for you. I'm being serious. You know me. If I bring something up, you can assume it's already a done deal. You're going back to Inazuma tomorrow, right?
Wait, you don't mean...
I've already spoken to the captain of the Special Patrol. As discussed, the patrol's going to take a small detour during their daily training tomorrow. As for Navia, I'll give her a heads up in a bit.
There's really no need. I'm just a simple courier. I don't need to be surrounded by a bunch of armed guards. Or ones with sunglasses.
Well, you certainly shouldn't count on such a procession for every trip you make to Fontaine. It's just a one-off thing. For my own peace of mind. It'll also show those guys what'll happen to those who dare to mess with my friends. Yes, well put.
Well, if you think it's a good idea, Traveler, then I guess it's fine.
Well, with the bad guys out of the way and your goods safely delivered, everything should be good to go for Fontaine Fashion Week, right?
I believe so. I'll try to churn out a few more outfits over the next few days. I've heard a lot of suppliers will be participating this year.
Paimon's gonna take a guess and say suppliers are super important.
But of course, they supply us designers with funding, equipment, factory access. You have to work with them if you want to become a truly renowned fashion house. That's also why this year's Fashion Week is so important to me.
But isn't your brand already really famous, Chiori? Your clothes are so pretty and so nice to wear. I can't help but brag about them to my customers whenever...
Even so, I would imagine there are still people who've never heard of the Chioria brand. Yeah.
Well...
I mean, with the amount of places that I deliver to, it's only natural that some people from other nations have...
Then it's still not famous enough. My goal is to make the Chioria brand renowned throughout all of Teyvat.
All of it? Your business would have to get pretty huge then.
Wait, would that mean I could just go to any Chioria branch on the continent to get my clothes fixed? It has been pretty inconvenient having to come to Fontaine.
Alternatively, of course, you could just be a bit more careful with them. They're already about as durable as I can make them.
Okay, I'll admit, they do get snagged on branches pretty often, but I can't help it. It's hard to be careful about that sort of thing when you're trying to take a nice nap in a tree.
Well, if that's your dream, Chiori, then we should do our best to make it a reality. Is there anything we can do to help out with Fashion Week?
I'm sure I could think of some.
Ooh, what is it?
Why don't you come to my shop tomorrow and model for me? Simply put, You'll serve as my living mannequins.
Oh, so we get to try on some of your clothes.
Seeing them off the rack will also give me the chance to make some small adjustments to the stitching and the silhouette of the designs.
Sounds easy enough.
No need. We've already booked the model. If you like them, though, feel free to visit the boutique and see if anything catches your eye. I'll even give you a special discount.
Ooh, sounds great! Paimon was just starting to get curious about all this design stuff.
Then we have a deal. You'll model some formal wear, Traveler, and I don't know. Paimon here will show off some kids' designs. I'll see you both tomorrow then.
Yep, sounds good. Wait, kids' clothes? Paimon told you already she's not...
Was coming up. My husband promised to give me a replica of the most eye-catching.
So hard to pick the perfect gift.
Did you read the paper today?
Chiori, we're here!
You're here early. I haven't even opened the shop yet.
Wait, has Kirara left already?
Yep, with the special patrol. Bright and early.
Did everything go all right on the road?
I believe so. The patrol makes for quite the entourage. The way they marched forward with Kirara in the center, you'd think she was some sort of VIP. For the second leg, the Spina also came with a pretty large group, led by Navia herself. They took care to clear the path beforehand as well. Kirara won't so much as step on a single stray rock on her journey. I even heard that Navia decided out of the blue to make a batch of macarons as a going-away gift for Kirara. An excellent souvenir to remember Fontaine by, I'd say.
Sounds like Navia really got into it.
My thoughts exactly. She even lamented the fact that she didn't have time to prepare something even fancier. I'm pretty sure she can't wait for another escort opportunity to come her way.
You know, now that you mention Navia, Paimon thinks the two of you are actually pretty similar. You say what you mean, and when you have an idea, you really hit the ground running.
I suppose that's why we're such good friends. Navia has a certain resilience about her. It's part of who she is. No matter what comes her way, she never bows down in the face of adversity. That sort of determination and courage is something I really admire. That same spirit is the true vision of my brand. When she first mentioned commissioning an outfit for my boutique, well, I'm sure you can imagine my excitement.
It's like finding the perfect brand ambassador, huh?
Indeed. Customers pay attention not just to the clothes, but also to the figures in society who wear said clothes. People like to copy the styles of those they look up to.
Huh. And here Paimon thought all that mattered was for the clothes to look cute.
Fashion is about more than just looks, my dear. Especially if you've got your sights set on a market the size of Teyvat. Well, would you look at the time?
Oh yeah. Come on, let's get down to business. We're here to model.
Indeed. Give me a moment while I go retrieve some fabrics and sample outfits. Why don't you help me set up the shop displays in the meantime?
Set them up? How exactly?
Just carefully organize the ready-to-wear clothes with an eye toward their types and styles. This way, we can guarantee that the customers will see something different every day.
Whoa, there sure is a lot that goes into running a store.
Well then, I'll leave the displays to you. You might just have an eye for design. Anyway, let's move on to the real task. Over here, stand still. I'll take your measurements first.
Excuse me, Miss Chiori.
Oh, good morning, Leanne. How have you been recently? Your gown will be ready next week, so there's no need to worry about missing the ball. Or did you
Oh, no. Nothing like that, Miss Chiori. But you can keep the deposit, of course. I know you can't return any materials.
Don't worry about the materials. I'm more concerned about you. Did something happen, Leanne? It's all right. I'm not trying to make things difficult for you.
Thank you.
Don't worry about it. Just let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Is it just Paimon, or was she acting a bit strange?
It's not a big deal. These things happen. A family emergency, an important payday falling through, a lover's quarrel, no one to take you to the ball. I've pretty much heard it all. Judging from the look on her face, something's keeping her from revealing the...
Well, guess this means you'll have more time to work on fashion.
That's true. Come,
Is Miss Chiori in?
I am. How can I help you?
I'd like to return.
Oh.
It's just, not to my liking. You said I could get a refund if I wasn't...
Is there something about it that didn't meet your expectations? Are the sleeves too short?
No need. You don't have to concern yourself with that.
And I'd be happy to process that for you.
Is Chiori here? I'd like to...
Another?
Is there some sort of new calamity coming that I haven't heard about? Another flood? Or an apocalypse, maybe? Surely the entire population of Fontaine didn't convene and pick this one day to come and return my clothes.
What kind of rags are you trying to sell us, huh? The way I see it, this shop is nothing more... Please, calm down.
What?
Haven't you heard? Chiori Boutique has been exposed for having close ties with criminals.
And just who is it that dares?
Well, you tell us. The fabrics you've got here, they're...
I've been transparent about my materials from the very beginning. If a little hearsay and baseless slander are enough to convince you, then by all means, go ahead and hand over your garments right now.
You...
Elof! Miss Chiori?
Go outside and help these customers with their return requests. There's no need to ask them why. And once you're done, put up the sign that says we're closed for the day.
Got it.
Chiori?
They couldn't be more fabricated if you tried. No need to worry about. The real goal here is to divert my attention away from Fashion Week. The best response right now is to tune it out and...
If you say so, but...
The best way to respond to public skepticism is to let your work speak for itself. There will be no doubt about the quality of my work.
Miss Chiori, bad news!
Oh, for the love of... Can a woman not get a moment?
It's our accessories supplier. They just sent word that they'll no longer...
What? No accessories?
Yes, that's what they're...
And what about the models we have?
I think they'll...
Even the suppliers?
Is the messenger still...
No, they've already left.
So, no accessories mean...
Not just that. It means no gems, ribbon.
But if you take those away...
Alof, you stay and watch the shop. I'll go talk to the supplier myself.
Yeah, and we can vouch for you too!
Thank you. In that case...
By the way, we really are just going to talk, right?
Of course. I wouldn't do anything to one of my business partners, especially when a reasonable conversation should suffice.
Who is it?
Venger, we've worked together all these years. The least you could do is...
Straightforward as always, I see.
And when has following convention ever gotten me anywhere? Why hire a messenger when I can just... I I don't like to waste my time on baseless lies and speculation.
You're right. I only subscribe to the Steam.
So, these rumors.
No, not at all. They were...
Well then, there you go. Those sort of headlines become old news faster than you can read them. Surely a bit of tabloid drama isn't worth cutting off my...
You would think that. Someone paid off the tabloids to publish the same article at once. They even went so far as to leave a copy in front of every house.
Every house? That means...
It seems your rival really pulled out all the stops this time, Shiori.
What sort of...
A photo of you...
Yesterday?
Here, I've got a copy. See for yourselves.
Behind the scenes, the true Chiori, relying on its close ties to the
I don't know what happened, and I don't want to comment on things that I didn't see with my own eyes. Still, that photo shows you...
Yeah, he was the one who
I appreciate you standing up for me, Paimon.
That's right. The court of public opinion has already made up its mind. Still, I've got to give your rival high marks for effort. They even dug up the fact that my father once served time and...
But that was so long...
In the world of fashion, your past is like a piece of clothing stain. They claim that most of your clientele are criminals and that those who buy your clothes are just like you.
The absurdity. I don't even know which part to...
Well, maybe your clientele are criminals. Maybe they're not. There's even the possibility that they're just people who happen to commit crimes after... But with the way this article combines fact with rumor, trying to determine the truth is practically an exercise of futility.
Venger, are you sure you won't reconsider? If we go...
But I'm no longer that brave young man with nothing. I'd be perfectly happy to work with you again after this. But my daughter is manning the store during Fashion Week.
Let
me offer you a piece of advice, Chiori. For old time's sake.
You're free to wait things out, Venger.
Have you ever thought maybe that attitude of yours is what's gotten you into all this trouble?
Have you ever thought maybe this attitude of mine is precisely what paved the way for my success?
Fair enough. Then I suppose all there's left to say is... best of luck. As for the models... Not...
Understood.
So, what...
Without the accessories, I can no longer use my old design.
How could they do this? They're making things up. The boutique doesn't have anything to do with...
Public opinion has never been about what's true and what's not. It's about echoing the loudest voice in the room. I should have seen it from the beginning.
Well, guess all we can do is just head back for now.
Traveler!
Charlotte, what are you doing here?
Looking for you, of course. Did you see those fashion tabloids this morning?
You mean that sorry excuse for an article?
You too, huh? Whoever wrote that article must have known the Steambird would never print something so defamatory. Unfortunately, not all papers in Fontaine share our same sense of journalistic integrity. Miss Chiori doesn't deserve to suffer all this baseless slander. I was just about to find some people to interview so that I can write an article to refute all those claims. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's people who misrepresent and distort the facts.
That's great! With your help, we might be able to get some people back on our side!
It's my pleasure. I've met Miss Chiori several times. I know she's not the kind of person that article makes her out to be. She was the one who made the hat and tie for my camera, Monsieur Verite. Speaking of Miss Chiori, do you know where she went?
She was just here.
If you ask me, I think Chiori Boutique is done for.
I mean, what did they expect? Engaging with criminals behind their customers' backs.
They kept up a solid front, though. I've even bought from them before. Really? How was it?
The owner was plenty fierce, that's for sure. Makes sense if she regularly deals with criminals, I guess. I've got the chills just thinking about it. Oh no, we've lost her. Did you hear what all those people were saying?
Miss Chiori doesn't often appear in public or give a lot of interviews, so it's also true that her way of dealing with things can be a little extreme sometimes. It's easy to use that to mislead people who don't know anything else about her.
Oh, this is all Uter's fault. Paimon would pick him up and throw him across the room too if she could. Wait a second. You don't think Chiori might have gone looking for him, do you? You know, so she can, finish what she started?
That would only make the situation worse for her. I'm sure Miss Chiori knows that too.
You've got a point. Let's just return to the boutique and see if she's there then. Elaf, we're back! Oh, who's this?
This is Miss Letitia. She's also here to see Miss Chiori.
Oh, you were the one who came to collect the wedding dress yesterday, right? Wait, please don't say you're...
Oh, no, not at all. I'm just here to thank her.
Ah, so you've come across that art?
Yeah, you probably don't know this, but after I got engaged, I didn't think I'd be able to wear... My fiancé owns a small business. It doesn't bring in a lot of mora, but we get by. After he probably noticed how often I talked about Miss Chiori's clothes and how pretty they were. Being able to wear one of her dresses to my wedding has always...
And then?
And then something happened to the business, and we ran into major mora problem.
But didn't Chiori say she was able to...
Yes. When I came to cancel she heard me out, and then told me not to worry. She assured me that the deposit I paid would be enough for the dress, and that she'd be able to finish making it in time as well.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
It is good. It's just, after I went home yesterday, I couldn't help but take out the...
Ah, what a shame. He's not supposed to see it and...
Well, see, he's seen a lot of wedding dresses in his time doing business. So as soon as he saw it,
Huh?
Yeah. Miss Chiori covered all the costs and held nothing back. The fabric...
Miss Letitia, I'd really like to use your story for a piece I'm writing about the boutique.
Huh? Well,
I think it'd go a long way. Your real experience is more powerful.
Hey, Olaf!
Huh? I thought...
Well, we were...
Oh, I remember now. There's this one cliff by this... In that case, why don't we split up? I'll continue interviewing Miss Letitia, and you two can go look for Miss Chiori.
All right, sounds good.
How did you know where Elaf told you, didn't she?
She did. We were just looking for you at the shop and Letitia was there. She wanted to thank you for the dress. So...
I'm not upset. Want to sit here with me? The view's quite stunning. Sorry about that.
All right, don't mind if we do.
Well, how does it feel?
This place is pretty great.
Right? It's quiet and open.
and far from the relentless critique from fashion commentators and the media. It's just you and the beautiful...
Yeah, it's important to take yourself out of that kind of stressful environment every once in...
I didn't grow up in a very strict family. My parents would joke that I grew up to be so assertive because they spoiled me as a child. I would get together with the other children to climb trees and explore caves. One time, I even climbed over the walls of the Kamisato estate. One of the servants.
Whoa, Paimon would have never...
But even as rambunctious as I was, when it came to needlework, I was as quiet and focused as... It was as if I discovered a whole new world within those vibrant My parents noticed, and they sent me to study under a famous Inazuman tailor. It wasn't long before I had driven away pretty much every master tailor on the archipelago.
You were that...
I wasn't misbehaved, exactly. I just often had strange ideas when it came to fashion, ones that weren't in line with traditional ways of doing things. On top of that, I hated the idea of groveling and making outfits for every arrogant big shot expecting me to be at their beck and call. Anyway, a few incidents later, I soon found myself without a mask.
No wonder you...
I was angry and frustrated. So, before I left...
Well, that's a great dream to...
After that, I came all the way to the Court of Fun. I had a lot of fun starting out. Sure, I was living in a small cramped room, but I was finally free to make... I had a far more naive view of fashion back then. Of course, as I spent more and more time in the industry, I learned nothing was ever that simple. Oh, yeah, she did mention that dream. I'll be honest with you. Who would have thought? Even as I continue to pursue my dream, my work has also become some... All right, that's enough sightseeing for one day.
Ooh, looks like you've got your...
Back? It was never gone to begin with.
Paimon thinks we should look for evidence that Charlotte's already working on an article to address...
I don't like duking it out in the press. But if Charlotte's thrown her hat in the ring, I know where Uter's clothing factory is located.
Sounds good. As for Fashion Week, well...
Huh? When did this become an either-or situation?
But your accessories...
Well, it's true that I haven't quite figured out what to do about that, but to tell you the truth, even here in Fontaine, every time I see the sea, I can't help but remember Inazuma. Thinking about all that, I just can't bear to take even one step back.
What did you...
The sea.
Come,
let's take a dip.
Chiori! Chiori, why did you just jump into the sea all of a sudden?
Paimon, what do you think is the most beautiful thing in the sea?
A Lumitwal? Or a pearl, maybe? Oh, coral's pretty too. Ah, Paimon gets it now! You want to use things like that as the accessories for your designs!
Well, now that you hit the nail on the head, help me grab some, would you?
Leave it to us! These should be enough, right? Chiori will be... Great! So are we...
Yes, but don't forget. We... Okay, we've got the materials for the accessories. Next, we'll need to use what we have on hand to create some new outfits.
You mean we have to start from scratch? Well,
I should be able to make it.
Oh, no! Skipping out on sleep is not the answer. Wait, how come this conversation...
Ganyu?
A friend of ours who does way too... Well, anyway, sleep is important. You're not gonna convince Paimon otherwise.
Well, I can't argue with you there. All this grit and determination.
What else can me how...
I suppose all there's left to do is tear up.
You got it! Wait, what did you just say?
You heard me. Tear them all up. When I went to that first fashion week, I had no savings to I had to make something work, so I tore up all the clothes that I brought with me from Inazuma. And I used the scraps if it worked back then, why not now? We can also repurpose some of the...
But you worked so...
I know. That's why I refuse to let it all go to waste. I'm not...
Okay.
No need to be nervous. I won't hold it again. Of course. If anyone dared to tear up one of my dresses in front of me on a normal day... Just this once, though. I think I can make an exception. Go ahead and tear them up. Think of it as a good way to vent your emotions.
Starfall!
Good job. That should do it.
Chiori, are you all right? Sorry for taking so long. I got caught up and... Whoa. Who did this? Those monsters. Slandering you in the papers was... Give me their names. Since they're all too eager to tear up other people's clothes...
Maybe you should calm down a bit first, 'cause you see...
What is this, a soap opera?
Oh. So that's what happened.
Navia sure is scary when she's angry.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a false accusation. No one...
You and Chiori are really...
Of course. Everyone knows that Chiori makes the most gorgeous outfits in town.
Now, if only you'd give me the contract for your uniforms as well.
As if you'd enjoy designing something as boring and plus. With how much your intel has helped us out in the past...
If I had it my way, it would be the other way around.
Anyway, we both know why I'm here.
If it's not too much trouble, can I borrow some skilled hands to help with some simple sewing work? I'll need...
Oh, no problem. I've got a few of those guys all ready to go. I just knew you wouldn't be intimidated into withdraw... When are you going to get started?
Actually, there's...
Ask away.
Oh, and Traveler and Paimon, could you help me pass word to Linny and Lynette?
I'm done with my interview. Has Miss Chiori made it back yet? Go.
Who did this? Give me names. I'll make sure every last one lands a full feature on the front page of...
Not this again.
Skyward! Scatter!
Linny, Lynette! Great, you're both here.
A moment later and you'd...
We read the article in the papers. She helped design a number of our costumes in the past and even sponsored one of our performances.
Oh, perfect. She was the one who said that.
In that case, I assume that there's something we...
Okay, so it's like...
Is that all we'll need to do?
Should be a piece of cake for the...
Paimon's glad. Well then, guess it's about time we go and find some... Chiori said we shouldn't disturb her over the next couple of days.
But the show's in another 2 days, isn't it?
Well, according to her, she wants to first beat Uter fair and square at the show.
A two-pronged approach.
Courtesy first, confrontation second.
Yeah.
Understood. Then we'll have faith in her decision. We'll go make some...
All right, we're counting on... Okay, then let's also do as Chiori said and meet up with her at Uter's factory. Oh, Paimon sure hopes she won't have a hard time
Peace prevails throughout the land, and all things are made new, as buds in this.
Oh, you're here.
Chiori! How are the new outfits?
Just a few steps left now. I've handed the—
Wow, that's cutting it real close.
Don't worry. I have no intention of giving ground on either front. With the fashion show scheduled for tonight, Uter has closed his factory.
Okay, Paimon totally gets that this is all his fault and he totally deserves—
His factory is usually open to the public. It may not be open for business right now, but we're just curious customers after—
Well, when you—
Anyway, Uter's factory is right over there.
Why would he open it?
We have different marketing strategies. While I specialize in high—
All right. Ooh, it's real—
You make a good point. I won't hold you back. Much.
We're in. There really is nobody here.
Welcome, dear visitors.
Oh, Paimon nearly fell out of the air. What is that thing?
A mechanical guide. They usually use a recorded tape to give you a tour of the factory.
Please follow me, dear guests. First stop on our tour is a look at the gradual evolution of our clothing brand. After that, we welcome you to peruse our most popular styles.
Huh. Wuthering seems to be doing pretty well for himself, doesn't he? Why would he feel the need to bother you when he could just focus on improving his own brand?
This is the studio where our designs are made. Please, take a look around at your leisure.
Yep, this seems like Wuthering's...
These are the fitting rooms. Please use them at your leisure.
Huh? There seems to be something in this fitting room. Why did the door just close?
Hold on tight, Paimon.
Why is it moving?
The shelving... It seems to have stopped.
Where did this thing take us?
It seems like we're someplace deeper inside the factory.
Look out! There are guards here!
Clouds high. The birds come. Wind strike.
Next customer!
place is filthy!
Look over there.
Ugh! That water looked...
And I was the one using...
So he was actually the one who opened it.
No wonder his clothes always felt weird to the... He's been using all manner of tricks.
Should the clothes...
Never mind issues with shrinking and fading. These materials...
That's terrifying! This way he won't be able to try and deny anything in court. Huh? Doesn't look like there's a path here.
Follow me. Let's go up.
This place seems like some kind of... Huh? What's going on? Our way in's been blocked.
Seems like he knew we'd be...
You did say he knew you really well, didn't you?
Yes. And that's because...
But you're practically at each other's throats.
When I first came to Fontaine, we were both fledgling designers who longed to gain a foothold in the world of fashion. In the beginning, we both wanted to make clothes that would stand out from the crowd, but with every criticism we received, and every sponsor that finally, right before Fashion Week, he came to the... For my part, I gambled it all, and devoted everything I had to that 1 week. I came up...
You received the acclaim of all Fontaine when...
I don't know the exact details of what happened after that. All I know is...
He's just jealous of what you've accomplished. A guy like that doesn't deserve...
Well, let's focus on getting out of here first. Missing the show is as good as letting him win.
There are some control panels over there. Oh, that doesn't seem to have done anything.
Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode. Warning.
Look over there. Seems like there's a way out. Maybe we can use these mechanisms to get higher.
Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
How brilliant! We finally made it out. Why does it feel like the movement patterns of those mechs have changed?
Warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure. Warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure. Warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown.
We're finally out of that stinky place. Let's take this evidence and get... Finally, the entrance! At last!
Oh, those chambers couldn't hold you, I see.
We've collected a bunch of evidence on all the nasty stuff.
The evidence on your person, you mean? What make...
More mechanical guards? Really?
Oh, but this is...
What? Destroying Chioria Boutique?
Proving that fashion is merely a lap...
You know what your problem is, Uter? You've become...
Spare me the lecture, why do...
Fashion is about aspiring to...
Well, once the people witness their former darling's spectacular fall...
That's what you've been trying to prove all this time? You weren't like this before, Uter.
He realized long ago how utterly naive...
You gave up on your dream. But that wasn't enough, was it? You had to find a way to prove to yourself that it could never have been possible at all. You think you understand. But you're just a bitter man who let his regrets dictate his choices. This whole thing...
Pathetic. Why don't you take a look in the mirror? You're a fool daydreaming about taking all of Tibet by storm.
You're right. Maybe all, but more pitiful still are cowards who are too afraid.
You...
Yeah, just leave this guy.
No.
But...
It'll be fine. Just go to the venue and tell I'll deal with him.
Catch up with us soon!
Trying to leave, are we?
I've held back all this time because of our past partnership, Uter. But all that changed after our tour of... No matter what you've been through, no matter why you've become like... If I may borrow the words of a friend, allow me to show you. The Chioria brand represents more than a person or a trademark. It's a way of life.
Greetings, friends at Fontaine Fashion Week. Please feast your eyes on the extravaganza that Chioria Boutique has prepared for you today.
Brilliant, dazzling, and wholly unique. And most importantly,
an enduring, never-say-die spirit. That's the true meaning of the Chioria brand. And now, let's welcome the thundering seamstress, Miss Chiori herself.
Did Chiori not...
Lights, cameras, over here, please.
Let the show begin.
the world may change, fashion along with it, but Chioria will remain the same. No challenge is too great. Chioria caters to no one, not even the times. Rather, Chioria will always lead the fashion of our time. Finally, let's not forget. Only those who do not give up on their dreams are worthy of this brand. Well then, I suppose all that's left to say is, Happy Fashion Week, fellow dreamers.
How about this?
A little more to the left.
Like this?
Perfect.
Phew. Oh, that looks great! Miss Chiori,
Of course.
I didn't know you'd make a brand new signboard.
I made it before Fashion Week. I figured it.
Well, how can you become renowned through all of Tevat without a fancy...
Now that you mention it, perhaps our magic troupe could use one of those.
Our signatures are the Grinmalkin cat and the Bogglecat box.
Oh, and Pear would need an alias, of course. How about... the Hangry Bird.
So, does that mean your signboard is going to be 2 cats and a penguin stuffed into a single hat?
Ooh, that sounds super snuggly and warm.
And a bit cramped.
Miss Chiori, I'm done taking pictures. You can expect the article in tomorrow's Steambird, along with the evidence the Traveler gathered.
Thank you, Charlotte.
It's my pleasure. Bringing the truth to light is a journalist's duty.
Going forward, feel free to custom order any accessories you need for Monsieur Verite. It's on the house.
Huh? You really mean it?
Of course. The same goes for you too, Linny and Lynette. If you have need of any costumes in the future, just drop me a note.
What about something...
Thank you, Chiori. It's
Well, I don't really need anything. Just don't be a stranger, all right? I don't need anything either. So long as you continue to request my international courier services from Komania Express, we're golden. Actually, that reminds me. Huh? About that. The Spina di Rosula has prepared a special vehicle for you, so you can just get in and we'll push it all the way out of Fontaine. What? No, that's so embarrassing. Ooh, do we hit something nice too, Chiori?
Of course. Just hold on a second.
Disrupting public order at the show, appropriating venue lighting equipment without authorization, using weaponry in public, hosting a dangerous performance without
Chevron.
If you come across anyone who matches those descriptions, please report them to the Special Patrol at your earliest convenience.
Enjoyed that, didn't you? You nearly scared me half to...
Says the one who pulled that stunt earlier. How about you do me a favor and tell me in advance next time you're planning something like that?
And if I had, would you have approved?
No, but it would have at least spared me a whole lot of anxiety.
Well, I would say I more than made it up to you, have I not? A whole underground workshop in the Fleuve Cendra, and the man responsible all tied up and handed to you on a silver...
All right, I won't argue with...
Well, friends, I would say we've earned ourselves a nice meal for our...
I'll have to take a rain check. I've still got a lot of paperwork. Oh, by the way, Chiori, I ran into Vang...
I don't need to hear it. I'm sure the old fool used pretty much every apology in the book. I'll just visit him some other day. Thanks again.
My pleasure. Oh, and what? That was really quite an...
You don't say.
All right. Follow me if you want in on the celebration.
Traveler, Paimon, could you go wait for me at that place with the view? I'll let Navia know that we'll...
A place with the view?
Perfect. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, we didn't wait long at all. But what did you want to give us?
Here, take this.
Oh, wow! A brooch! And in the style of Chioria Boutique, too! Wait, Paimon gets one as well?
I've only made 2 for now. After much consideration, I decided to give them to you two. You've been a great help. Even when things were looking... There were even times when I felt like I had to fight back and win. Even if it was just to honor the trust that you had in me.
Well, we may have helped a little, but Paimon would...
I know for certain that was not the case. I've chased my dream for so long that I've come to understand, apart from conviction and persistence, the thing that matters most is having friends who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. A single person can only do so much. Without all your help, Chioria Boutique could have easily fallen to ruin.
Well, Paimon doesn't think it would have ever gotten to that point. Not if you had anything to say about it. But...
Perhaps my words were a little pretentious, but they do reflect how I truly feel. I won't bow or scrape before any force in this world, much less any individual. I'm confident in the quality of my work. Create something beautiful.
Well, guess there's nothing to work. Should we go...
Oh, yes, of course. You know, of all the...
In this era of fair winds and gentle rains, one needs not marshal the winds to deliver the rain clouds.
The hunt beckons, Blady. That broken soul.
Eternal.
Your end approaches. Receive divinity.
Blade of me.
All will be swept away by the wind.
The dead return!
In a lunar flame. Existence is unity. Blade of me.
Failed to send you.
Eternal. In a lunar flame. Blade of me.
All will be swept away by the wind.
The dead return!
Existence is unity. In a lunar flame. Blade of me. Eternal.
The fight is set. Savor it for me. Bloom. The dead return!
Blade of me. In a lunar flame.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Failed to stand you.
Existence is unity. Eternal. In a lunar flame.
The dead return!
All will be swept away by the wind.
Blade of me. Existence is unity. In a lunar flame.
The dead return!
All will be swept away by the wind.
down. Just a graze.
You won't get away. Time to go! This big diamond! It's all yours!
Bending the rules.
Time to go!
Receive divinity.
You won't get away.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Time to go!
Time for a lesson.
Time to go!
Bending the rules. There's no backing out now, for me or you. Who's the little backstabber?
Time to go! You won't get away.
Misery.
Time to go! You won't get away.
I always deliver.
I won't break.
Nothing here.
You won't get away. Time to go! This big diamond! It's all yours!
Time for a lesson.
Time to go!
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception. Bending the rules.
You won't get away.
There's no backing out now, for me or you.
Time to go!
Who's the little backstabber?
Receive divinity. Repay. The dead return!
Time to go!
Misery.
You won't get away. This big diamond! It's all yours!
Time for a lesson.
You won't get away. Time to go!
Bending the rules.
Time to go!
Time for a lesson.
You won't get away.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
This big diamond! It's all yours!
Bending the rules.
Time to go!
Time for a lesson. There's no backing out now, for me or you.
You won't get away.
Bad.
The dead return!
I won't break.
Move. Repay.
I won't break. This big diamond! It's all yours! Time to go! You won't get away. Time to go!
Humanity never feels its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Not a step back! Receive divinity. The dead return!
This big diamond! It's all yours! You won't get away. Time to twirl!
I always deliver.
You won't get away.
Nothing major. Nothing the dead return!
Who's the little backstabber? There's no backing out now, for me or you.
Time to twirl!
Time to say bye.
Boom.
Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
Stand still.
The dead return!
Ill fate, you
Time to say bye. Boom.
To betray my customers, I charge extra. Nothing major. The dead return!
Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
Repay.
Stand still.
The dead return!
Time to say bye. Boom.
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Stand still. Time to say bye. Boom.
Receive divinity. The dead return!
Sword, eat me. Manners. Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
I'm just warming up.
Time to say bye. Boom.
I failed.
The dead return!
Didn't hurt. Stand still.
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Time to say bye.
Time to say bye. Go.
Beneath the water lies an endless abyss.
Come get me.
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Punish evil.
Receive divinity. Repay. The dead return!
Stand still.
me. Photosynthesis.
Tear them to pieces. Zapstring, the stage is yours. Cleave it.
Grow for me. Bask in the sunlight.
Tear them to pieces. I'll pay it back tenfold. I've had enough. Get lost. I'll pay it back tenfold.
Fluorescent shadows. Sacred light.